Greetings, YouTube, and everyone who's watching. Let's get to it. We have some news to talk about with XRP. We have various news. I got four of this up here for Bitcoin 50,000. The Daily Who will have some great things to talk about with XRP. So let's get right into it. Right here, can XRP reclaim the throne in Japan? Bitbank analyzes the latest data. Now you know Bitcoin. Everyone should know what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is. So you aren't even trying to pronounce the last name. A market analyst at the FSA licensed crypto exchange in Japan analyzes whether XRP will ever reclaim its throne. You know that XRP was prominent in Japan and has been making those strides, but after the 2018-2019 slump of the cryptocurrencies market, it lose some traction. So this just goes on to read that the Japanese crypto investors have been known for their passionate support of XRP. Indeed, at one point in Japan, XRP was more popular than Bitcoin. Yet the official data from the Japan Virtual and Crypto Assets Exchange Association, or JVCA, the self-regulated regulatory organization approved by the Financial Services Agency, or FSA, shows that XRP is losing its charm in Japan. We already saw the XRP army shrink in the English-speaking region, that's obviously the West, as XRP's price stagnation continues. The same thing is happening in the Japanese market, as in it's going down. On June 28th, Yu Hasegawa, I know I jacked it right up. A market analyst at the FSA, licensed crypto exchange Bitbank, analyzed whether XRP will ever reclaim the throne. The XRP market dominance strength significantly. The number of XRP held in Japanese yen dropped significantly over the course of a year. So this the data right here. The blue is XRP, and this tracks it right here. Litecoin, Mono, XEM. You know what this is? This Bitcoin right here. Monthly dominance chart of US user cryptocurrency holdings. Okay, in the December 2018 monthly, XRP dominance was 51%, 51.36%, while Bitcoin was at 34.5%. In the latest data available from February 2020, the XRP dominance was 27.54%, while Bitcoin at 51%. 51.74%. So obviously you've seen the roles has been reversed and Bitcoin came out on top over XRP for February. Lack of narrative. And this is a big deal in the cryptocurrency community. Why everyone thinks that XRP is going down is because there's no narrative behind it. Hazukawa explains that one of the reasons for Bitcoin overtaking XRP could be the price disparity. Since January 2019, Bitcoin price has surged 152.79%, while XRP gained only 16.81%. Yet, this may only be a part of the story. Hazukawa also asserts that XRP lacks a significant narrative in the region. His quote, the crypto market rally in 2019 was fueled partly by the safe haven narrative associated with Bitcoin, and the January 2020 rally was also due to a hedge against the geopolitical risks and expectation for multiple halvings scheduled in the spring. Again, heavily related to Bitcoin. Ethereum also recorded high monthly trade value, but it historically has high correlation with Bitcoin and is expected to go through a major network update. Serenity sometimes during quarter three of this year. So quarter three of 2020, we should have an update for Ethereum. Therefore, in a way, the popular narrative that drove the market for the past year or so have not exactly been shedding strong lights on Ripple's XRP. Can XRP reclaim the throne again? Hasegawa believes that XRP will continue to struggle in the short term, knowing that the market's attention will likely be kept hooked on Bitcoin and Ethereum because of the current global economic and financial situation and the Serenity update coming up in the third quarter. In the long term, he expects the demand for XRP to return as normal of the COVID-19 era begins. As movements across borders are strictly limited, the demand for cross-border payments and remittances have an opportunity to grow. XRP's issuer Ripple already has a scalable infrastructure to implement fast and cheap cross-border remittances, and its use cases are quickly growing in some parts of the world. Cointelegraph recently reported that Ripple, the largest holder of XRP, has initiated the Open Payments Coalition and launched a universal payment called PayID. So, yeah, based on that article, XRP has lost the narrative, and that's why most consumers, most people who are buying crypto and actually own crypto, actually XRP is losing steam because of the narrative behind it. It's not like it's getting an update like Ethereum or become a safe haven like Bitcoin. Next up, let's see what Forbes has to say. Bitcoin's 50,000 next stop, XRP knowledge security. Crypto markets, Bitcoin dipped below 9,000 for the first time in June early Monday morning, though it quickly rebounded for a relatively calm week. Unfazed by a stagnant price movement, some high-profile investors like Chris Burstnick still see Bitcoin breaching 50,000 during the next bull run, anticipating that it will account for a significant portion of gold's market share. So the gold runners, they're gonna come and use the next safe haven from Chris Burns' opinion that the gold runners will come and invest in a new safe haven, which will be Bitcoin. A, a chain analyst report found that 85% of Bitcoins currently held on the exchanges is in the hands of professional traders who rarely make transfers. In fact, 96% of all transactions are made by retail investors who control a much smaller slice of the overall pie. The last time the level of long-term holding rose this high was prior to this meteoric 2017 rise. And it's the current price of top 5 coins by market cap. You got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum, you got Tether, you got XRP, Bitcash, Trump's mistrust. Bond shells. Yeah, this just goes on. This goes on. But yeah, he he thinks that Bitcoin will be 50,000. Let's see what the Daily Hodl has to say. Ripple executive says Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP hit with surprising levels of hostility and innovation. Ripple CTO David Schwartz says surprising levels of hostility in the crypto community are hampering the growth of the industry as a whole. During the virtual Blockdown 2020 conference, I say Squirts, Schwartz said crypto owners tend to get tribal through their desire to earn a return on investment, showing a remarkable level of animosity towards the rival technologies. I think the one thing that is kind of surprising to me is the sort of hostility to innovation in a lot of the space. A lot of that comes from the people who have invested heavily in a project. I can't talk about the cryptocurrency space without facing the reality that if you think Bitcoin is going to take over the world, you probably own some Bitcoin. And that is fact. We have a Bitcoin cult going on. If you think Ethereum is going to take over, you probably own some Ethereum. If you think the XRP ledger is the greatest thing in the world and everyone's going to use it for everything, you probably hold some XRP. And I am guilty of that too. Stuart, Watts explains the implication of cherry picking the perceived flaws of the digital asset. If someone tells you, hey, Bitcoin has this problem, or if they have this problem, or the XP ledger has this weakness, if they're right, then you will perceive yourself as losing money. What happens is people dig in very deeply very, very deeply, and nobody's invested in the project that doesn't exist yet. And so there's this sort of hostility to innovation. Scott cites Bitcoin as an example, explaining why investors of the King coin may not welcome improvements in other cryptocurrencies. The Lightning Network is something that enhances Bitcoin's usability. And so if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you like the Lightning Coin network. It is good innovation, whereas if Ethereum is improving its scalability and you could perceive that as a threat, the Bitcoin, you would sort of perceive that as a bad innovation. So he just goes on, and this would be the chat right here on YouTube. Go check it out, guys. Well, guys, that's it for the cryptocurrency news. XRP, we'll see this year. In the future, will XRP reclaim the throne in Japan? And then Bitcoin's $50,000 next up. XRP not a security. Let's see. And then you see what Ripple executive has to say about the whole ordeal. He wants innovation more than animosity towards other crypto clients. If you like the content, leave a like button, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.